Okay, so now we are going to write the formulas for phosphoric acid and sulfurous acid, and we are going to discuss how to write them. So both phosphoric acid and sulfurous acid are acids. So we're going to need our periodic table, and we're going to flip to the back where it talks about our polyatomic ions, because both phosphoric acid and sulfurous acid are polyatomic ions. So when we have acids, hydrogen is always going to be part of them. So we're going to write the formula for hydrogen up here just so we remember about it. So phosphoric acid has an IC on the end. And because it has an IC on the end, we know that the polyatomic ion ends in ATE. So we are going to look for phosphate on our polyatomic ion, and it's all the way down here, and remember we want phosphate, ATE. So we are going to write the formula that's given, which is PO4, and then its oxidation is -3. So going back to our hydrogen up here above, we have to remember that when we have acids, we have to always have hydrogen. So we're going to combine hydrogen with phosphoric acid. Well, to make phosphoric acid. So we can't just leave this -3, which is phosphoric acid's oxidation, hanging. So when we combine elements, we always crisscross the oxidations. And hydrogen's oxidation is +1 because of its place in the periodic table. So we can just write +1 above it. And so when we crisscross the charges, we get H3PO4. And so this formula here symbolizes phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay, and then we have sulfurous acid. And so again, we're going to leave this H up here because when writing acids, we always need the H. So again, we're going to flip to the back. And here, before we had the IC, and here we have the OUS. OUS, when talking about acid, stands for the polyatomic ions that end in ITE. Before we had ATE because it was IC, but now we have OUS, so we know that our polyatomic ion is going to end in ITE. And because the prefix is sulfur, we're going to look for sulfite on our polyatomic ion chart. So here we see sulfite, which is SO3 to the second. So we're going to write SO3, and then its oxidation is -2. So again, we can't leave this boy hanging. So we're going to bring down our H over here. And again, hydrogen's oxidation is +1, and we have SO3 -2 over here. And sulfurous acid is -2 oxidation, and again we're going to crisscross. So when we bring this down, it's HSO4, and then don't forget to bring your -2 down. So we have SO3. My bad. So there we have the acid of sulfurous acid. And before I forget, because hydrogen has a +1, we never write the 1 charge. So when we would cross them, sulfurous acid's oxidation would only get the 2, and hydrogen's was +1, so we don't write it. So here we have sulfurous acid, and up here we have phosphoric acid.